Hello. Every year, several million people worldwide are bitten by a snake, and in Australia, it's over 3,000 people. Adam from Coffs Snake Rescue is going to demonstrate what to do if you are bitten by a snake. Over to you, Adam.
This comes from directly from the Australian Venom Research Unit, worldwide leaders of research of venomous animals, not only here in Australia, but across the globe. So this comes directly from the horse's mouth. The snakebite first aid has been modified in recent years. Nowadays there's a couple of changes, but at the end of the day they just want you to get a bandage on as quickly as possible. So having a snake bite first aid kit nearby is extremely important, especially a pressure bandage. These are what we call indicator bandages. They have rectangles on them. When you stretch it out to form a square, that is actually telling you how firm to apply the bandage. They tell us nowadays it doesn't matter where you've been bitten on the limb, so anywhere on the leg, from the foot to the calf to the upper thigh, you start at the toes and you bandage all the way to the top of the leg. On the arm, anywhere on the hand, forearm, upper arm, you would start bandaging from the fingertips and go all the way to the armpit. They tell us if you've got a ring on, rings, you would take them off for the fact that you could end up with some swelling if you were envenomated. If you've got a watch on, at the hospital they can quite easily cut that off, but they definitely won't be able to cut a ring off. If I was bitten on the hand, I want to get this bandage on as quickly as possible. I start off by holding with my thumb. Realistically, I move way too much doing this myself, so I would get somebody with me to put it on for me. But in a situation if I'm by myself as a snake catcher, I just need to get this bandage on. I stretch it out to form a square. As I make my way around every wrap, I'm slightly overlapping the bandage as I go all the way to the top. I get it on as quickly as possible. It's important though that the second part of snakebite first aid, the staying still part, is important. That's why I would get somebody else to do the bandaging for me. But in this case, I've gone fingertips to the armpit. I would use a second bandage to apply a splint on the back of the arm, or in the case of a leg, you would put the splint on the front of the leg. You could use a rolled up newspaper, a stick, or a piece of timber. And then a third bandage, you would actually strap that arm to the torso, or you would strap those legs together to further immobilize the bitten limb. The second part of snakebite first aid, the staying still part, is the most important part. Theoretically, I've trapped the venom in the bite site. No matter where that bite site is, if I'm staying still, it should stay there indefinitely, and I might not even feel any side effects until I'm at the hospital. And that's the third part, is calling 000, calling help. And they will actually send someone to you. No matter where you are, they're going to get someone to you to transport you to the hospital. And that's pretty much it. If you do snakebite first aid correctly, the same way that I just showed you, you will survive, because no one has ever died doing snakebite first aid correctly.
Thank you, Adam. How many people get bitten a year, would you say?
About 3,500 bites per year in Australia.
Okay.
And the fatality rate is about 2 people every year, although those 2 people are either not doing snakebite first aid or they're doing it incorrectly.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.